afternoon, good evening. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day so far. And today we are back with another discussion video. This time around, we are going to be talking about something that normally I wouldn't talk about, but I feel like we need to discuss this. I don't know. I feel like this is something that I should discuss, and it's because, you know, we've talked about vocalists like leaving and joining a band before with Linkin Park, and I'm probably going to use that example a lot throughout this video. But today we're going to be talking about I Prevail, and it's wild, man, that Brian, I think Burkheiser, I think is the last name, he's left I Prevail, and I believe it's a pretty serious, he has a pretty serious condition, and I think it's the main reason he left. But let me, oh my god. Let me see here. I believe it's called Eagle Syndrome, and it's, let me see. Yeah, Eagle Syndrome is a rare, poorly understood condition that causes facial, neck, or throat pain, which is, it's nuts. And dude, so just to start, if that is the reason he's left the band, I mean, it makes sense. I feel like that disease or whatever you want to call it, honestly, reading that, I think it is a career ending it's a career ending disease for sure. But when you look at it as well, it's a life ending disease. Like, dude, like, imagine if you couldn't talk, you couldn't eat, you couldn't open your mouth. Like, that is awful. It's awful. And also, I believe Brian just had a baby as well. So there's a lot there, man. Like, a lot of life-altering stuff that he's going through. And putting that aside, him leaving the band, him leaving I Prevail it's detrimental, man. Because I was reading a lot of comments on this whole situation, and a lot of people are mad, a lot of people are like, oh, they'll be fine. But I wanted to make this video because, like, I feel like people should know where I stand on this whole thing. And dude, this bad boy right here, whoa, that's crazy. This bad boy right here, my album of the year in 2022, it is the best album that I Prevail has ever released. There is no doubt in my mind that album is like the greatest thing in the world. And kind of going from that, we're gonna look at their Spotify real quick, because I also for an album of the year I add the deluxe or expanded, whatever they wanted to do. And the last song they dropped was with All Time Low, and Brian is on that, I believe. But I wanted to go through and look at their discography, because there's something here, man. When you look at, like, let's just look at their albums. Maybe, well, yeah, let's look at everything they've ever done. I guess, hold on, we'll look at albums, we'll show all. We're just gonna go back to the beginning, and we're gonna look at, like, I would say the songs I know pretty well. Because My Heart I Surrender, this song right here, I'm only gonna go over songs I know because I don't know their entire discography. I haven't listened to every song, even though I have them all added. Like, My Heart I Surrender is purely, I believe it's purely Brian on this one. And it's such a good song. And there's a pattern here. Because, me personally, I don't like Eric's, listen, I don't mind the heavies. I don't. It adds to the variety of their band. But I prefer hearing Brian sing over Eric scream. Like, if I'm listening to I Prevail, I want to hear the the Brian songs, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, but like when you look at like lifelines, like Scars, Stuck in Your Head, trying to see like Pull the Plug. My Heart I Surrender is on lifelines too. That's interesting. Interesting. Weird. That's odd. Didn't know that. But yeah, so like I do tend to look at the, even if Eric is a part of the song, I pay attention more to Brian's cleans than I do the screaming, you know? And there's a reason True Power is my favorite, because there's a lot of variety on the record. It is not just heavy, it's a lot of cleans, there's a lot of rapping. It's like there's like hip hop elements to True Power. And then moving to Trauma. Like, and this is, I think, what Brian found out about his Eagle syndrome in 2018, from what I read. Like, I know Bow Down is one of their biggest songs, but dude, like, when I go to this album, I go to like I Don't Belong Here, Let Me Be Sad, Low, Hurricane, even Eric is on it, but like Hurricane is about what they went through. And then even Every Time You Leave, like, Brian, I feel like, has added more to this band than Eric, even though Eric like predominantly crushes the heavy stuff. Brian has added so much to this band in terms of the clean singing, and he's made so many hits on these albums. And then just going to True Power, like, dude, like Fake, Bad Things, Self-Destruction, There's Fear in Letting Go, Deep End, Doomed, Closure, The Negative, like, I don't know, man, there's so much I love about True Power, and it's I picked favorites, I think, but I don't remember what my favorites are. I just, like, I think Fake and Deep End are probably one of my two favorites, but like, I don't know, man. You look at like the hits they've made, and you know, Eric is a huge part of this, but I don't know. My opinion is, if Brian isn't in this band, it's not I Prevail anymore. That's just my take. Like that might be wrong, but dude, what I've heard so far is Eric will be the main frontline vocalist. He'll be taking over, and apparently there's new music coming soon, which is a little scary. I don't know if I'm gonna like what they put out. I think True Power is kind of where I stopped listening. Well, not that I stopped listening to them, but where I don't think I'm gonna like their stuff as much when it comes to them putting out new stuff. But, and what I've heard is, like, I guess Dylan, I believe his name is, their guitarist, is going to be taking over on the clean side of vocals. I don't think it's going to sound as good. And like, people were commenting, like, when he sang at live shows, he like wouldn't play his guitar for a minute. I think there's too many factors in, like, you need a new clean vocalist if Brian isn't going to continue. I hope Brian finds happiness in something new for his career. I really hope he does, like, a solo project or something. I don't know. I think he's going to. I hope he does a solo project, or if he doesn't continue music, I hope he finds something that doesn't require him to use his vocals as much. But for me, I don't know if it depends on what the new record sounds like, but I do feel like I'm going to fall out of love with I Prevail, which is going to suck because they're great, but I don't know if I can listen. I feel like the music is going to be all heavy and nothing but heavy. And that's not what I Prevail is. I Prevail is a mix of the two. That's how I see it anyway. Like, it is a complete mix of the two sounds, and that's what makes I Prevail I Prevail. But I don't know, man. I think they just need to get a new vocalist on, not to replace Brian, but to, it's got to add to the same effect, you know? Like, the clean vocalist has to make an impact the same way Brian did. Now, looking at, like, Linkin Park. Obviously Chester passed away, and then Linkin Park didn't make music for like 7 years. It took a 7-year hiatus, and obviously it's a different situation here. Like I Prevail, they lost their clean vocalist because he quit. I don't think they kicked him out. I think he quit because of his own reasons, medical reasons, obviously, and he has a newborn. But it's a completely different situation. Like they're still gonna move on and make music, but like with Linkin Park losing a member in a tragedy, like they did, took him 7 years to be like, okay, we want to go back to this, and we also want to introduce a new vocalist. People went crazy over that, and people are still kind of going crazy over the fact that Brian isn't in the band anymore. And there's some concern about like how the band will sound going forward. And again, I'm in the camp of I think I'll fall out of love if it's just nothing but heavy, but we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. I don't know, because it seems like Dylan is he helps with backing vocals. I don't see him as a front man. I don't. But I don't know. Brian has such a unique tone, and I don't think it can be replicated. It can't be replaced. I'm worried for this band. I am, truly. They made my favorite record of 2022, and it's like, if they're just going straight heavy, I don't know how I'm going to enjoy the album. I was actually going to play the album in the car. That's on my way to work, but yeah, man, I thought I'd talk about this just because like it's such a present thing. And it's like I think without Brian, the band is not going to sound the same. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm worried. I'm worried for the band, truly. But hopefully it's not just straight heavy. If it's straight heavy, I'm not gonna like the album. I'm more of a clean vocals kind of guy, and with some heavies along with it, that's fine. But straight up heavy, I can't do it. I don't know. But anywho, that's gonna be a video for today. But thank you guys for watching. If you did, as always, I appreciate it a ton. And I will see you guys in the next video. And yeah, goodbye. Yo, real quick, I just wanted to kind of interject on this video. I know it's supposed to be over, but as I was, it's funny, I finished recording, and then I got an email from Prevail, and I was like, what is this? And I do have them reported as spam because I didn't want to get constant emails from Prevail about whatever. And I looked it up on Reddit. Apparently there was new music dropping, and I saw the new logo for Prevail. There was like a new logo, and it looks like a heavier logo. And so it's like late at night, but I wanted to hear the song. It's short, it's heavy, and I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on it, and we'll just kind of jump into this here. But yeah, listen to the song. Didn't listen to it on Spotify, listened to it on YouTube. But it's probably the heaviest song they've dropped, I think. Probably since Bow Down. But I think so. My opinion has not changed, I think, because I'm under the impression of if the whole record is nothing but heavy and there is no element of cleans or whatever, I do think like Prevail is going to, I feel like there's going to be like I don't know, a lack of that like Prevail magic, so to speak, in the record. Because I did say in the first part of this video, like I feel like without Brian, this band is missing that element that I love about them. Like again, Eric is a powerhouse vocalist. I don't doubt that. It's just like he's powerhouse frontman, like, but I think without the element of the cleans, I don't know. And here's the thing, like Eric has done cleans. I've heard him do cleans, but I haven't heard enough to be like, oh, I trust him to lead this band to victory. But Yeah, I don't know if the whole album's heavy. I don't think I'll like it. Like that's kind of my thing with I Prevail now is like if the whole record is heavy, if there's not an element that Brian brought to the band, then I don't know if I'll still listen to the music. I like the song. I just don't like it. I need that element that Brian added because if if we don't get moments like Hurricane, Let Me Be Sad every time I leave, Deep End, it's like, okay, what are we doing? But I don't know. I don't know if we're going like a new metal route where there's rapping and screams, or if kind of like a park route, or if we're going to be staying I Prevail. It's weird. I don't know. But kind of to touch on the whole Brian thing. If Brian, because I read something somewhere. I don't know if it's true. I have no idea because I didn't look into it too much. Someone on Reddit was saying like apparently Brian like everyone has basically unfollowed everyone on Instagram or something. Like Brian unfollowed the whole band on Instagram, the whole I Prevail account, and has said nothing. He hasn't given his own statement, which I mean I can look on Instagram right now and look up see what comes up, but I don't think anything is going to come up. And I'm kind of recording this on the fly, so let's see, an Instagram search Brian Burt. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, no, he hasn't said a thing about leaving the band. And I'm wondering if like a Brian and Eric sat down or something and like had a conversation of like, hey, do you think you can continue this in the long run? And this breakup could have happened like months ago or something. I have no idea. Because I know people were saying on top of the whole unfollowing account saying it's like people were saying like the post that I Prevailed did was PR. It was like a PR statement. It read as a PR statement, and I don't know. A lot of people were saying there was like bad blood between the band, but we don't really know anything. We don't. But I want like I think Brian would love to continue doing music. I have a feeling because like, dude, you've been doing it for so long, and just across like, there's only been what 3 albums for My Prevail. I feel like Brian's not done making music. I really hope he goes back to doing it. I know he's got medical reasons for not being able to perform or like do stuff, but I would love to see Brian do his own solo project. Maybe I think it would be really cool to see. Whether or not he does something with that, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I would personally love to see it. I would love him to work, like, I would love to see him work with other artists because, for those who don't know, Low Spirit, he's like a producer. He does his own music, but he also works with, like, he's been working with, like, I think Papa Roach and, The Devil Wears Prada. He's been working with a lot of different artists and bands. Echo. There's a lot I can name. I think he's also been working, like, he works with a lot of different people in the industry, like also like EDM artists like Dabin. I think there's a couple others, but point is, I think Brian would benefit from working with another person on a project, maybe Low Spirit, but I don't know how well they would work together. I mean, they both. I think what Low Spirit he's got a medical thing as well. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't know the full effects of it, but. I follow him on Instagram, and yeah, so I think, I don't know, I feel like him and Brian could like work together really well, and maybe something could come out of that, but I don't know. I would love to see Brian make new music under like his own thing, because I don't know, I don't want to say he got pushed out of the band. I don't think that's what happened, but we'll never know. Right now I'm under the impression like maybe there was bad blood, but there's no way to tell. But regardless, I did like the song. I just don't know if this is the whole project. If it's nothing but heavy, I think it's just going to come to a point where like I like what they're doing, but it's missing that element. I guess we have to wait and see for like the next thing they release. But again, I just wanted to include this in the video because it is relevant. And the fact that like they announced they were dropping music right after I recorded the first part of this is nuts. and I've been kind of waiting until it released to do this, but just want to get my thoughts on the song, let you guys know what I thought of it, and my thoughts on things going forward. But I think that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching again. I do appreciate it a ton, and I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, goodbye.